I like bringing some of those people here. I like sharing them with you folks, and I hope you find that extremely informative and useful to your lives, that when you're making personal decisions, say, oh, Hoyce Gracie said I should do it this way, or Kerry Walsh mentioned this, or that coach guy, whatever his name was, I know he was one of the top coaches, and he said that I should think this way, and that seems very useful in this context. Do you guys have those little things echo around in your head? I have that from the people that I spend time with, which I think it's important to not spend time with losers for that reason. That I want the sound bites of like the logically sound, truthful sound bites of a bunch of champions in my head, that when you have to make a decision during your day, you're like, well, I suppose I should just do this. And then you could just you already made the decision and now we're doing the thing, instead of like, oh, I don't know, let me ask my aunt.
If you don't have $1 million yet, you're living a much lesser life than what could be easily available to you with the right guidance. My head coach has freed up a few spots in his calendar to hold one-on-one strategy calls with the highest quality applicants. If you're doing well already and you're looking to accelerate your momentum and do even better, click the link in the description now and apply for your strategy session. More at the end of this video.
This is a mechanism that, the same way that I say of like, if Chuck or Hoyce or whoever is waiting in the living room to go train, it's like, hey, at noon, I'm setting my alarm for noon. We're going to have food, and we're going to go train. And like, I got to be there. They're waiting for me at 12:01. I got to be over there. It's time to meet and do the thing. And having that type of accountability mechanism that helped me a lot with my MMA skills, helped me an awful lot with my physical fitness in the past couple of years. And this is another one of those type of accountability mechanisms to me, of the weekly mentoring call, and then these meetings where I have to keep myself productive and getting shit done and creating results, and keep my brain aware of what's going on in the world. What does that mean? Where are the opportunities there? How do we capitalize on some of them together? So it's a great accountability mechanism for me as well. And I like watching, I like hearing the wins of, people making money and people, organizing their lives in better ways, that they're more proud of themselves and they're more optimistic about their futures. And Brian says, tripled my income. Or, you did, similar, more than that before this restructuring. Back to triple, back to only triple. So I like those stories, and Tim's done extremely well. Several people here have done extremely well, and I like those stories. It inspires me to keep doing those same things, and inspires me to hold myself accountable to make sure that I do a good job here. So I like it as well, and it's not an accident that I like to spend holiday weekends with you guys and not with family or a girl or something like that. I really enjoy that. I'm not aware of a better environment, and for my taste and preferences, and for what seems to be, the taste and preferences and goals for the majority of you. I'm not aware of another environment where you can speak rationally and not have these crazy political correct things, and be around a lot of winners. That I try to bring great guest speakers for you people. Kamaro. He took 2 flights yesterday and 2 flights today. He took 4 flights to be here because he wanted to fly out of a specific airport instead of drive an hour to go to a different airport where I could have got him a nonstop. So, where else is a 6-time world champion at anything going to take 4 flights to come here, talk to you, take a nap, and fly back home? Like, who else is doing shit like this? Or if you had access to any of these people, you'd be at a corporate event where there's a lot more people in the room, and they'd be up here with like prepared speech, or prepared notes, or reading a teleprompter, and they would just tell you some bullshit off of that teleprompter, some inspirational jibber that the corporation wanted them to say. And they'd do that for 30 minutes, and then they'd bounce, and there'd be no Q&A, and there'd be that's how it is, So, and as he said, Andy would have charged them $50,000 to show up and read the teleprompter for half an hour. So, I didn't pay him $50,000 to be here, but I have the right personal relationships with those people that he's willing to take 4 flights and sit around here and do Q&A, and then take pictures with each one of you as well. So I don't even know where you can get access to these people to talk to them at all. I'm not aware of another place in the world where that's happening. And I brought a lot of interesting people here over time of Olympic medal winners and a lot of fight champions, but Olympic medal winners and people from other areas of life that are doing very well. And I hope that you guys have understood, like, is it also useful for you to hear from like their coaches and their managers and the executives in the company and have a fuller perspective of that whole community? Where the else could you do that? So I don't think there's no place else in the world you could do that. So I find that quite useful. And you don't have to be a fight enthusiast. You may or may not be into the MMA thing, but these people are talking about what it takes to win. And they're the biggest winners in their various endeavors, some of them, and the best coaches, the best fighters, the best. I think Kerry Walsh has been excellent. I brought Kerry before. Kerry Walsh is like the Michael Jordan of volleyball. She won. You'd have to look at the numbers. It's outrageous. She won like 120 something matches in a row against other professionals, and then lost one, and then won another 70 something in a row. So she lost like 1 out of 200. She got a gold medal in beach volleyball, gold medal in the Olympics. 4 years later, gold medal. 4 years later, gold medal. 4 years later, bronze medal. So you talk about the persistence to like keep yourself on point and train and win over time. I think you have an interest in that sort of thing from a gymnastics perspective, but you have a sense of what it takes to win a gold medal, Anyway, I like that. I like being some of those people here. I like sharing them with you folks, and I hope you find that extremely informative and useful to your lives. That when you're making personal decisions, say, Hoyce Gracie said I should do it this way, or Kerry Walsh mentioned this, or that coach guy, whatever his name was. I know he was one of the top coaches, and he said that I should think this way, and that seems very useful in this context. Do you guys have those little things echo around in your head? Yeah. I have that from the people that I spend time with, which I think it's important to not spend time with losers for that reason. That I want the sound bites of like the logically sound, truthful sound bites of a bunch of champions in my head, that when you have to make a decision during your day, you're like, well, I suppose I should just do this. And then you could just you already made the decision and now we're doing the thing, instead of like, oh, I don't know, let me ask my aunt. Let me ask the dude I used to get drunk with in college. So, well, yeah, I don't care about their opinions. I don't have an aunt, and I don't care about those other opinions. And I wasn't getting drunk in college either, by the way. So, it's a lot more useful to have those sound bites or philosophies of multi-time champions and some of the biggest winners in the world to rattle around in your head and be like, probably I should do this. All right, let's go do it then. You don't have to think so much. Does it help you make confident decisions because of that? Like, does that make sense what I'm saying? Yes. Yeah. You're like, oh, like these are the strategies of 50 other world champions. They all said the same goddamn thing in a few contexts. Probably I should do that. I don't know how many people I brought to these things, but it's got to be, I don't know, 80-ish or something, 70 or 80 or something like that. And if you're 50 of them are world champions, and if you hear those people say the same damn things repetitively, and not even know that the other ones are saying it, which is like, well, this is what it takes to win. Well, this is what it takes to win. Well, this is what it takes to win. Like you're gonna now ignore that? You just got to do the thing.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.